Hi, friends, and welcome back to the Our Stressless Home podcast. Today's episode is a little bit different, but it's a really important one because I am going to introduce you to what I am calling the Stressless Practice series. The Stressless Practice series is a collection of really short episodes, like 5 minutes or less, but each one is going to offer one small, actionable step that you can take in your home and in your life. It's nothing big, nothing overwhelming, nothing that requires a fresh start or a perfect schedule or a burst of motivation. It's just small enough to practice. And this is really going to make having a stressless home a rhythm and a way of life for you instead of feeling like a project that needs to be completed. Most of us don't struggle because we don't care and we don't know what to do. I think for the most part, most of us know what we need to do to have a home that is clean, a home that doesn't have visual clutter. It's not rocket science, and yet it's really difficult sometimes. We struggle because everything sometimes feels too big. Prioritizing feels complicated, minimizing feels emotional, organizing feels like it requires systems that we can't keep up with, and normalizing feels like something we're supposed to magically figure out and get everybody on board with all of a sudden. So a lot of times we wait. We push it off. We don't do anything for like 6 months, and then we do a lot all at once. And then we burn out and nothing actually changes. We're not changing our way of life. The stressless practice exists to offer you a different way. When I use the word practice, I'm being very intentional about that word because a practice is not something that you do once and you finish. That's, I think, one of my big issues when I started getting into the professional organizing world, and I would read other professional organizers talking about, you just need to do this one time, and if you do it right, then you don't have to revisit it again. And I remember thinking, okay, well then I must not be doing this right because this is really hard for me and I'm having to revisit it again. And so that is why I'm using the word practice, that this is a practice, it's not a project. It's something that you return to again and again. It's something that you can do on a day when you're tired, something that works in real life, something that doesn't require perfection to be effective. There's no falling behind with a practice. There's no failing with a practice. There's no, I have to start over or I have to make up from when I fell behind when I was sick. There should be no feeling of falling behind. It's simply something that you return to. And over time, those small returns begin to shape how you live. So each stressless practice episode will come from one of the 4 steps in my method. And we've talked about this already. It's either going to be a prioritized step, choosing where your energy actually belongs, a minimize step, reducing what quietly drains you, an organized step, supporting your real life, not an ideal version of life, and the normalize step, repeating without shame, pressure, or burnout. You'll see these steps very clearly labeled in the episode title so that you can easily find what you need when you need it. If there's a certain step that you're really trying to practice and get a hold of, you can return and find those specific episodes that align with those steps. But here is something really important that I want you to understand. You do not need to listen to them in order, and you do not need to do every practice. This is not a program to complete. It is truly a rhythm that you can step into whenever it feels helpful. These episodes are not necessarily challenges, or there's no timeline, no checklist, no expectation that you're going to keep up. They're also not about perfection. The stressless practice is about ease, about lowering the bar on purpose. And for all of you perfectionists out there, I know that your insides are screaming, saying, if it's not going to be perfect or I'm not giving it 100%, then what is the point of even doing this? And I'll wait for a day when I feel like I have 100% to give. But there is something magical that happens when you lower the bar on purpose. It's about choosing sustainability over intensity. So some practices might take 2 minutes, some might take 5. All of them are intentionally small. And honestly, some practices may not even require something physical of you, but it may be mental work that you need to start recognizing your thought patterns. But it's going to be something easy and small that you can focus on. So you'll never be asked to do your whole house. You'll never be asked to do even an entire room. You'll never be asked to fix everything all at once. You will be invited to choose one small thing and let that be enough. If a practice resonates, try it once. If it helps, return to it again later. If it doesn't, let it go. There's no pressure to stack practices or to move quickly. Over time, these small, repeatable actions might begin to feel less like tasks and more like a way of living. And that is truly the goal that I have for you. And I know that I haven't talked much about this yet, but just so that you know, if at some point you want support practicing these ideas more deeply, I do offer coaching, but there's no rush towards that. For now, this will be enough. And honestly, you can make so much progress by changing these small and simple things. So that's what the Stressless practice is. Short episodes, small actions, practiced often, nothing to fix and nothing to finish. In the next episode, we'll begin our very first practice. So when you listen, I'll invite you to try it once or to practice it daily for a week. Either choice counts. Whatever you're able to do is enough. This is about building a rhythm and not about following a rigid plan. So I am really glad that you're here to start practicing these different ways of living, trying something different than you've done already. Because I don't know, you wouldn't be here if everything was working out perfectly already. And I'm so glad that you're here with me because I need all of this information just as much as you do and need reminders of these simple practices that truly make life stressless and our homes stressless so that we can be present with the people that we love and to connect with the people that matter most to us. So I can't wait for you to come join me in the next episode.